playing Oakland nigga shit? You playing Oakland nigga shit?
This is Eli, right?
Low key.
This is Eli, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I met him one time on campus.
Woo! You know what time it is.
Yo, what's up? What's up?
It's about that time. Put You On Game podcast.
Loading up, what up?
Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud,
YouTube, OnlyFans,
OnlyFans.com.
Oh, yeah. Patreon.
I'm your host, Mr. Ricketts, aka Smooth, aka Three Stripes, aka is that rugby? AKA Mr. Positive. You already know what time it is. Thank you. Y'all can chill now. I'm gonna let my other hosts introduce themselves, but first, let me let my guest go ahead. My guest, and then my two
Loveliest
co-hosts. My lovely co-hosts. Go ahead.
So my name is Quasi. And people call me Quasi or they call me Q because they can't spell my name or pronounce it. So yeah.
It's spelled with a K though.
I know. They just hear Quasi and they think, oh Q, what up? So,
Are you from Ghana?
or they think I'm from They think I'm from
That's
Ghana,
funny.
but I'm actually Grenadian, so you know.
Shout out to Quasi. Thank you.
Peace, King.
Yo, it's Brandon. You know, the mogul. That's what I just go by now. I just made that up like the last hour or so. So
Brandon the Mogul.
yeah.
Give it up for Brandon the Mogul. Give it up for
We
Brandon
just
the
go
Mogul.
by the mogul.
Big up
Whatever.
yourself. Big up yourself.
Oh, I like that wave y'all was doing. Y'all are hilarious.
They're dope. We got some
Love
great
y'all.
audience.
And I'm just Frederick. I don't really have
Free.
a moniker, like just Frederick.
Pleasure the techie.
I'm just out here, you know.
Honestly, ain't that your Instagram, Just Fred?
Yeah, just
That's
Fred.
funny.
That's crazy.
Yo, shout out to Just Fred. My God. All right, so on this episode, we're kind of gonna like introduce you guys to Put You On Game podcast, which is basically self-explanatory. We're just gonna be putting you onto all types of game, whether it's music, sports, love, life, just life in general, and just basically everything. And so now we're gonna like introduce ourselves, kind of get a little deeper into our journeys to where we are now, and kind of like our goals, our main goals in the future. So shout out to my co-host, but I'm gonna let my guests go first, and then we're gonna let our co-host get into it as usual.
Oh man. Shit. I think for myself, I just want to be at peace, man. You know, there's a lot that's always going on in the world, and that's never going to change. So I think if you have peace within yourself, then you know, it's not going to really. It's easy for you to kind of maneuver the bullshit.
Nah, that's big. That's big.
And then just for the future, just love, man. I know it sounds generic, but like, you know, you start off with yourself. You know, my man Fred gave a word a little earlier. Y'all should have been there for that, but tune in. You know, you start off loving yourself. It reflects, and you know, it's contagious. As corny as it might sound, but it's real. So that's pretty much it. I just want to see. I just want the best for everybody. You know, for us to be our ultimate selves.
That's facts. And kind of the same, bro. It's just like, you know, I feel like we in life are, you know, distracted by a lot of things outside of like what the true like purpose in life is. Like I've been trying to find that, and it's like we could let careers define us, we could let friendships define us, you know, things that we've picked as distractions, but really what matters is, you know, character, like what you bring to the table essentially, you know, because one day you're gonna have kids. One day you're gonna be like somebody who puts somebody else on game, you know. That's what it is. You can put somebody onto a bad game.
Tough.
Right.
You
That
can put
was a
somebody
tough
onto
plug-in.
good game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
it's like the value of it, because you could put shit out there and it's gonna bring, like you said, there's a lot of pain in the world, you know. So it's like you can just keep reinforcing that, you know, just keep the cycle going. Like, you know, I'm not gonna lie to you, like shit feels like a loop. Like it just people say there's nothing new under the sun, and that's just like to me that's just like a lack of creativity. Like put some new shit out there.
Talk your shit.
You know what
That's
I'm saying?
A fact.
That's heavy.
Like
That's
you
a
don't, it don't
fact.
gotta be the
That's
same
All the
thing,
gods are
bro.
the innovators.
Bro,
That's heavy.
bro. I've been like my thing with like one of my points that I've been like it's been like coming back in my head over and over and over again is that we're all reactionary like creatures, bro. Like when you was a kid, you put your hand on something that hurt you, you never did that shit again, or you would tell somebody else that, right?
I'll try it again though.
You gotta put, you might, but you gotta put you put love out there. People start to react to that. Right. So that's just what the mission is. That's what my journey is. That's what my path is. So
yeah, for me, it's crazy how y'all all said basically what my life's path has been for the last,
No, that's a fact. You've been on it.
Yeah. I'm a truth seeker. My whole goal is to transform into love. And that's like understanding to me.
Crazy.
And
Tough.
like
That's a loaded statement just now.
no, that's a fact. That's a fact. Like the earth was literally made in love. Like if you think about it, we breathe out carbon dioxide, and the trees take it and they give us oxygen.
Facts.
That's like balance.
It's a
Love is
process.
balance, and we all have this opportunity to be balanced if we realize that the negativity and the opposition that we share is just the same thing. So, yeah.
No, I agree with that. I think love is a necessity. I think it gets overlooked, because a lot of people like are too prideful to even admit like any type of love or show that type
Word.
of affection.
But let me say this though, like I have mad like goals
Nah, for sure.
in terms of like I actually want like everything that I touch, I want to be the top of it.
As
like,
you should.
Like
tough.
I like the thing. I like
your shit.
I like power, right? As in
The show.
I'm crying.
that too. But
Yo, shout out to 50
I
Cent.
like-
Shout out to 50.
No,
Right?
definitely.
Hope we on
I
next
like-
season, bro.
Yo, quick, here's your
Sorry.
flowers, 50. Here's your
Give your flowers to flowers.
Queens.
But not like I like the idea of power in the sense that like you have the ability to control yourself and the ability to realize that you're not a part of what this whole thing is that people are making up and making seem more important than it is.
That's a fact.
So it's like I have the power to determine what I want to do in life and walk in the direction that I want to. So that's like, and that it sums up basically what everybody said so far, which is peace, love, and all of that stuff. So, and truth.
I think for me, it kind of like I started off on a journey of like just plain simple understanding.
That's where it starts.
And coming from that, it like kind of just branched out into everything that everybody else is talking about. This is where like I kind of like understood now is like understanding what actual love is. Like understanding what actual peacefulness is, like understanding what actual happiness is, like understanding what actual communication is. And like, it's all of those things that is like, have been just passed down from generation to generation. So for me, it's like, I'm not trying to just break the generational curse of financial
That's
stability.
facts. It's
Because
more-
everybody is just talking about, let's just break that curse. Forget about that curse. If I break the curse of like actual understanding and actual like knowledge and mental, like then it's like it just goes on a way higher plane. Because you see like there's guys that just like started off, they made money, whatever. But once they started getting that understanding, you kind of like seen a whole different like boom of all of those guys, like Jay-Z included.
I was
which is one of
about
my
to say
favorites.
that. I was about to say that. And it's so typical to bring him up. But
Right.
like, I like watching interviews where he talks about compassion. Like, he said, I don't have to raise my daughter the way I was raised. I was
Facts.
raised as a defensive
And that's
person.
really what it is.
I want
I'm
to
glad you
teach
said
my
that.
daughter about compassion.
glad you
I want
said
my
that.
kids to grow up in compassion. So to see somebody and have compassion for them. And I think that's like one of the highest qualities, that's a God quality.
Nah, for sure.
So it's like,
I think it's. I like the fact that you said that because I mean we all know Spider Man. You know what I'm saying? We know Spider Cuz too. Shout out Spider Cuz.
Shout out Spider Cuz.
Shout out Spider Cuz.
Brooklyn.
Right. But they say with Uncle Ben said with great power comes great responsibility, right? But they also say knowledge is power. So technically, knowledge comes with responsibility, and the more you know, the more you're responsible for
Facts.
it. You feel me? So now that
That's
you
a
know
fact.
fire is hot, you have the responsibility not to touch it, not to do no dumb shit around it. You saying?
Yeah.
So if you know, okay, this is how I was raised. I have that knowledge in me that like
That shit ain't work out.
it affected me. Exactly.
It's,
It affected me.
it's so funny you said that just now. Like something just came to my head. Like you could be a conscious individual,
Right.
but you have to be disciplined and know how to take your responsibility for
Word,
what you got to
right,
do.
word.
Consciousness without discipline is depression.
Ooh.
Because you know what's right and you choose willingly not to go down
That's
there.
insanity.
And you start literally like insanity,
And
but
the
that
kingdom
just
is
leads
not
to
a fact.
depression.
Nah,
Yeah.
facts.
So there's a couple things that was said, and it's like they all tie together. And you said consciousness without discipline is gonna drive you crazy. Discipline. Me and my boy was talking about this, and it's crazy. He was talking about peace and trying to find like real peace and real communication and stuff. Discipline is like what people think is like a character trait. He was telling me discipline isn't a character trait. It's like a daily decision to do. It's not even a daily decision. It's every decision.
Right.
It's literally it's literally thinking about every decision. Like this is gonna do this. Like not having discipline is not caring what happens.
Right.
It's not thinking about shit. It's not. It's just doing it. That's animal. That's base instincts. Like higher life forms should think higher, bro. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yo,
And it's the same thing where you're saying like it's gonna drive you crazy, and it's like we do a lot of things that we think is like discipline, or we think is like we'll cut somebody off and like that's peace. That's not real peace, because if that person comes, if that person shows their face again, your whole shit is fucked up.
Right.
Facts.
That person speaks to you again. That's not real peace. Real peace is when nothing can phase you.
Word.
bro,
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, that's such a powerful thing that you said, because I was talking to Chrissy about this earlier. The yin yang symbol means the world to me right now, because
Why
I
is that?
seen that symbol and I understood exactly that. Like, yo, there's gonna be light and there's gonna be dark,
That's facts.
and once we realize that the light and the dark is just a whole experience, then we will realize, oh, I don't have to react when things get
Exactly.
negative. I don't
Right.
have to react.
So,
when,
so like picking off of that, that's kind of like what I wanted to go into too. Us growing up in the hood, right? That picks up. Us growing up in the hood, right? Definitely like what's the difference? Like, because growing up in the hood is definitely, I don't know. It's also a traumatic experience. So it's also like I feel like a lot of the things that we're talking about is because we have learned differently.
Yeah.
And like we were like pushed into like certain ways of thinking. So like how exactly has like growing up in the hood like affect your thinking, and how has it helped you even better your thinking?
Well, let me start because I feel like I'm the only one who has maybe a different experience. Maybe let me not speak on that. But I grew up in the hood, but my mom did her best to like try and keep me out of shit. You know what I'm saying? And like in that, like a lot of my friends who was doing stuff would see that and they'd be like, "Yo, bro, you're not coming with us." Like no matter how many times I wanted to go with them and do shit, because I was like a little curious ass
real.
kid. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of my like niggas that I had growing up, they would like, "Yo, you're not coming with us, bro. We'll play Xbox, we'll hoop, we'll chill. But when it's time to make a movie, you going back, bro, because this is not you, bro." It's like,
that's dope.
and I know a lot of people who didn't have that, bro.
That was
I know-
my older generation for me, but they kind of like
Flopped.
blacked off, right?
I mean,
now,
it's
like,
also
right after.
it's also a safety precaution for
he's a
the gang too. Like now,
Yo,
we can't
maybe
bring him. He's a liability.
Yeah, true. So it's like it goes like I'm grateful for it though, you know. Either way, like either way, because it's like, who knows? I was talking about this the other day though, with somebody, and it's like the fact that we made it this far. Like you really think about it. Really think about it. Like just surviving in life in general is fucking crazy,
Yo, that's why I could trust the process so much now.
bro.
I think that's why I could trust it, because like the process has got me to a point where it's like I didn't trust it as much, but it got me to a point where I'm like where I could be myself and I could be a little freer. So it's like, wait, hold on, I haven't been trusting the process, but it got me somewhere.
But yeah, and that's beautiful, because like I think one of the things that we don't realize is that in life we're learning constantly, and then it's just a shift of our perspective. So for me, like 2017, I started working in like music and stuff, right? And like 2020 now, or 2018, it's 2020 now, and I look back and the amount of knowledge that I gained is like, whoa. But at the same time, I didn't even realize that I was gaining certain knowledge. Also, dang, yeah, what you were saying?
Nah, we were just gonna go back to that like that hood, because we're talking about gaining knowledge, but like
The hood.
Going
yeah,
back-
so
yeah.
let me talk about that. So we grew up in the hood, grew up around people. Always was hood, no matter in what environment that I was in. It was always hood niggas. For me though, I feel like I was always myself, like this person that I am now, but I didn't have the reason why.
okay,
So
it's tough.
I didn't have a foundation on how to be myself. So I would, when people would say, yo, you need to be doing this, yo, you need to be doing this, whether it's good or bad, I just went with it because, like, after a while, it was like, all right, something's wrong with me because I feel this way about things. So I would change myself. But then that shit just led to, like, fucking questioning everything. And eventually I had to say, yo, what do I want for myself? What's the path that I want to take? How do I want to execute throughout this life and stuff? So that kind of has been my journey through the hood and like what I learned from it.
I think that's important. And the one thing that you said that really stuck out to me is perspective. I think that's probably like one of my favorite words. Like that's like a GOAT word for me, like greatest all the time. Because two people can experience the same thing, but if we have a different perspective, our outcomes in life can be completely different. And I think like, we talk about like growing up in the hood, and a lot of people kind of use that as like, their gangster card. You feel me? Like, I'm from the Ville. I'm from the Floss. I'm from the Bush. Yeah, bro. But you probably never even seen a gun before. Like you probably like you not. That doesn't mean you bought that life. You feel me? And like even if you are,
most of them seen a gun.
I mean, right. I guess.
Most of them seen a gun.
Even still, that doesn't have to define you.
Nah, it doesn't.
You know what?
Be around it, but not be of it. Now you good.
That's kind of
shifted my thing about perspective. It was when I was a little kid, I just thought everybody seen something different and they lived in their own world. That's just another story.
That's literally what.
No,
it is.
I know, but that was perspective before I understood perspective.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought like your whole existence was different from my whole existence. Like
That's
literally, I could sit here.
Exactly
No, but I'm
what it
saying
is.
like I could sit here and you're like.
he's supposed to be in his own world. He is in his
You're
own world.
you're wearing purple and stuff, but for him, you're wearing blue. But I didn't
like that.
understand.
but that's true. People are colorblind.
No, what he's saying is
I'm
like-
saying-
I know what he means.
I know.
but that's like
Yeah.
the core of where perspective started for me. But the thing that really influenced it is like being a New Yorker, and you stare at somebody too long, it's like, yo, what the fuck you looking at?
Facts.
And then like
I'm
I was
offended.
at school and my teacher was doing something about it, and she was just like, one reaction is to get angry, but the other reaction is like, yo, what if somebody was just looking at you and they said, yo, I liked your shirt?
Word.
Like your perspective, it determines how you react. It determines how how defensive you are most of the time.
Touching on that with perspective is really crazy because I remember I was talking to somebody who we went to the same elementary school, and I was thinking, like my life has gone this way, like I'm like have my own doubts. We talked about that before, like my own like being mean to myself. And this guy's talking to me like I'm an inspiration, like I'm a guru, like something like that. And I'm just
I
like,
love that shit.
how like. And I'm just, to me, I'm just like, yeah, imposter syndrome, bro. But it's like, you never know who's watching, who's picking up what from you. It's like, but it's crazy because we do that with a lot of other people. Like, there's people who have been inspirations in my life who will never know. Right. But it's like, I was reading that in the Bible the other day. Proverbs, I think 3:27-28, but I think it comes down to it's like, yo, do not withhold good things from people, bro. It's like, if somebody did something, you tell them,
That's
bro.
what I was
Flowers.
just about to ask you. It's
Give
crazy
them their
because I was
flowers,
just
bro.
about to ask you because that's also like something I wanted to talk about, which is like who are your inspirations? But like before you get to that, me growing up in the hood was kind of like it was weird because you had that 6 to 1, 6 to 1.5
What is that?
experience, which
Explain
is
that.
like 6 days a week. But then that 6 days a week, I'm outside. Like I'm
Outside.
like no, I was outside a lot of times. But I was outside. But then that 1.5 like day is like
Now go in depth because I don't understand.
6 days.
6 days to work and play.
Oh,
and then
yeah,
that so it's like
yeah,
I had
yeah.
that 6 to 1, probably half because like
You talking about like Sabbath and
like
stuff?
yeah
right?
Sabbath,
Yeah.
and then you got like Pathfinders and stuff the next day. So it was like
that's
I had a
fact.
6 to 1.5 experience where it was like 6 days I was thinking and doing something totally different. But then on that other day, and then honestly that kind of helped. Where it was like it kind of helped me understand how to like shift in certain rooms. So it was like as I got into like the
How to
business,
code switch.
yeah, because when I got
Yeah.
into like the business section, it's like I understood. Okay, you got to switch when you're in this room. Like you got to be able to have that switch. So like, but growing up in the hood, it was like more like it was realizing that like a lot of people growing up in the hood and like and with that 1.5 days of church, kind of like made you realize that a lot of people that were respected didn't respect themselves. Like. a lot of people, like that's even in church, like a lot of people
Yeah,
that
that's a
are
fact.
up there, they're all holier than thou.
You're still a
They don't
human.
really respect themselves, because if you look at it, like if I respect myself, I'm gonna be real with you. You know what I'm saying?
that's
like,
facts.
and that's the biggest thing. Like for me, like understanding that if I'm gonna respect myself, I got to be real with everybody. So I can't like just come on a podcast and be like, oh no, I'm holier than thou. Let me just give you all of this. And the stuff that I learned, but now I got to teach you like the process, like show you understand, let you understand that like it wasn't always peaches and cream over here. Like you get what I'm saying? At one point, it was like them 6 days was fun.
Yo,
Word.
I'm actually glad you mentioned that, because like I think that, and I don't know if I speak for all of us here, but you kind of had that 6-1 kind of ratio. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
For some of us, it was straight 7. I'm not gonna lie to you.
That's
like,
true.
Growing
I mean-
up early, it was straight 7, bro, all day, every day, because it was Pathfinders, Bible Bowl.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, Bible during the week.
Bro, what? Okay,
Bible Bowl is a serious thing, bro. It's like Jeopardy for like.
bro, let me tell you something.
I was on it, but I was nice.
I used to live. I used to live with my cousins when we first moved from. So I grew up in New York. I was born in New York. We moved to Alabama. Shit happened down there. We moved back to New York. When we came back, I lived with my cousins.
It's drug trafficking. You can't talk about it.
Crazy story about that.
This nigga was a drug trafficker. Y'all just heard that shit? Yo, Brandon.
Chill.
I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, talk about it.
That's a different. I
I'm just
want to
saying,
hear that
it's
next
crazy you
episode.
bring that up. So when we came, we lived with my aunt Claudette and my uncle Colin. And she was the AY leader for the church. We're talking about inspirations, right?
Mm-hmm.
She was the AY leader for the church and the Bible captain, you know. So it wasn't like it was turning off when I got home. When I got home, I had notebooks.
Extended.
Because so like before they had a pre-junior team, because I was always my whole thing with church is I was always too young for everything. I was
pre-junior. This nigga knew all the levels.
No, I was too young for Pathfinders because all my cousins played drums and I wanted to be in drum corps. I was too young. I had to sit through Adventurers first, and I had to sit through Eager Beaver first. That's how early I came up.
That you remember that is crazy.
Yeah,
I
I had
don't remember Adventures at all.
I had to sit through
skipped
Eager
it.
I don't even
Beavers
know if I was in it.
and Adventurers. If you don't know what that is, this okay. This is the Wild
Boy
Adventist podcast.
Scouts.
This is the OD Adventist podcast.
No, it's not. Please cut that out.
No, I mean like like our experiences.
Our
growing up.
experiences,
You
yeah,
cannot,
not
you
growing
cannot
up,
fade
yeah,
that, bro.
definitely.
But yeah, so like I was always too young for that. And then with the Bible Bowl, I was always too young, but I always wanted to be down, like, you know.
Right.
So I would always study with the senior team, the junior team, the whatever, the adult team, all that stuff. So
Yeah,
I was
by any
on it
means.
before, bro. Like I was talking about reading the Bible, having notebooks on notebooks, full of information.
Still
So
got those notebooks?
nah, I wish I did though, cause it's really gems in there. Like, you know, bro. Like no funny. I used to I think it's Matthew when they say the whole lineage where
yeah, I know
Jesus
you're talking
came from.
about, and this person
I knew
begat
that
this person.
by heart, bro. So if you had
I
asked
go
me,
into
you know, but no, what I was saying that to say was, you know, it was 7 days, bro. It wasn't turning off.
Facts.
I
That's
think-
crazy.
I think what's crazy about that is like, for those of us who had that 6-1, I feel like that's for anything where niggas have really learned to code switch, because like the way that you talk, you're not gonna talk in the church the same way you talk to your friends on the block. You feel me? So you had to really like, some of us had to really switch up and like, all right, cool, yeah, I'm with my mom and everything. So like, yeah, but like outside of that, like even when we was at church, once we leave that block. Oh hell yeah! We talking about everything.
Lead a block.
Yeah, leave that.
We outside.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I mean,
We was
you know,
right outside.
Nah, yo,
talking-
people really used to go down the street like, nah, we can't do this right here. The church is on this block. We used to go
wish I had
down
that
the
experience.
street, bro.
We used to go in the mother's. Stop. Sorry.
No, honestly, the mother's room was really it though. After church, I'm not talking about no freaky shit though. I don't know what type of shit y'all niggas talking about. Nah, you got just like going
It was
to
getting busy in the mother's room,
walk,
bro.
walk.
Right. Nah, I wasn't getting busy in the mother's room. You feel me? But that's what we were like
Put a round of applause for
have
doing
those
it.
real conversations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like and really learn to code switch. So like, all right, I'm not gonna be the same person that I am in this place and that.
You know what's
place.
crazy
So, like,
though?
Talk
Like,
the same.
At the same time that we
Niggas came
learned
to
that.
my house, so we used to code switch at my house.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Like I learned it like from me, but then I also watched.
The older
I
generation.
watched my pops. Like
Yo,
I watched
it's crazy.
My pops was
I watched like the
OGs,
those guys
right.
that was like over there preaching the sanctuary and doing all of that extra stuff, and then I watched how they were like in the crib and in the home. It was like, nigga, what the fuck is this?
Nah, yeah, I didn't have that. My pops and my parents, they were like super religious, bro. Like I couldn't even like Friday night once the sun started
No,
to
but
set,
that's
I
what I
can't
meant.
watch
I meant,
TV.
like-
I can't like.
No, I meant like in terms of like he wasn't like a wild dude during the week. I meant like in terms of like how we were, like our relationship during the
Right.
week, like
Oh,
and then
okay,
like
got you.
watching him with everyone else on Saturday was like, who this nigga?
Yo, my dad was.
This nigga is nice.
My pops was he was a family life director, bro. This nigga ended up getting a divorce.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
Wow.
Talk about it, bro.
we didn't have to.
Talk about it.
No, but that's
you
real,
talking
though.
about the sweats.
yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
how it really be at home sometimes.
Nah,
you
it
know?
do,
Yo,
son.
Yo, it's crazy that you say that because I was just about to say this. Like, code switching is really only bad if you're trying to be an individual. You know what I'm saying? And you're trying to treat other people as individuals.
You have to break that down. For me.
Because if you're trying to be an individual,
That's
then,
too much.
then you
It's only bad, you said?
yeah. If like, cause like yo, a lot of people are really just playing roles, and they're trying to put other people into roles in life. You feel me? So it's like if you're trying to be individual, you're yourself all the time, 24/7. You're just
I see what you're
Quasi
saying.
all day, every day. You don't need to switch because
It's just crazy. Follow me on Instagram.
But-
actors. You know what I'm saying?
But then you also have to
Nah,
consider the people that you do
but-
it to make people comfortable.
Word,
You know,
word.
no, but listen,
it's not even that.
but
I'm
listen what I'm
talking
saying,
about
though.
in like
But
with
listen what I'm
me.
saying, though.
There's like a fine line because in certain business like rooms that I've been in, like I could be. Where it's
Okay.
like I could be myself, but you gotta lay back on certain
But
jokes.
listen
You
to
know
me.
what I'm saying? Like you can't
Okay.
be like pause in a
Hold up,
business setting.
Hold up, you can be 100% Chen, but you can know that there's a time and place for
Yeah,
everything.
that's what I
just
meant.
because you have to be, just because you're being genuine. Like people always say, I'm being my genuine self. To be like the extreme, like you don't have to be
that's
on
an
10
excuse. I hate that.
every
Yeah.
day,
Half of
bro.
the-
No,
half
I'm not
of the
saying
time-
don't be 10.
half of the-
Yeah,
half of
but
the
that's what
time
I'm trying to
people think they're
understand. That
genuine.
like going from 10 and 5 and 4 is different.
That's
That's what I'm trying to say.
That's
Like
just
it's a
levels
code switch.
to it.
That's a
Right.
switch.
It's not really code switching for me because, like, okay, hold
That's
on.
a switch. From 10 to 4 is a switch.
No, it's not.
That's emotional intelligence. You have to
It's
read
just-
the
you
room
gotta
and know
know
how
exactly.
to
If
talk
you
to who.
went from 10 to 4, you switch.
That's not a switch,
Whether
bro.
you think
Well,
about it or
that's
not.
not
Once
swi-
you went from
Bro.
one place to another, you switch.
If I turn the volume down, did I switch the music off?
No, but you
Did I change the song?
switched the
You
vibe.
changed the vibe.
I just turned it down a
You
little bit.
changed the vibe.
I just turned it down because
You
it
switched
it
the
might
vibe.
be
No,
it might be a
You
place.
the volume, you change the vibe.
No, it might be a place where being loud might be drowning out something else. Like you ever seen this? Like when your
That's
parents.
what I'm saying.
No,
So the
bro,
vibe has
no.
changed. So if you
But it's not
change
a
your
switch,
vibe,
though.
Nah, I'm still
that's what I'm
bumping,
saying. If you're
This-
but you're still bumping, but the vibe changed.
A
So if
switch-
you
Okay,
if you
I mean,
change the
that's
vibe, then you switch the vibe of the room.
You
That's
switch
what
the
I'm trying
vibe,
to
Nah,
but
say.
you lowered the vibe, if anything.
No, you
exactly.
changed it. That's what I'm trying to say.
You lower the vibe.
It's the same
Listen,
thing.
no,
It's two niggas who have ideas that they're not going. That's saying the same shit.
No, he's saying the same.
No,
different way.
the
he's
difference
saying
is
it's
very
a-
important though
he's- yeah.
because like the switch for me is like when my mom would always speak. She was very proud of this. Like she was like, oh, back in Jamaica, you know, people who spoke patois, blah, 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 like the
Yeah, I
Queen's
hate
English,
that.
right. But she said that to me. So like I would go to school and my other friends who had Jamaican parents, like they could speak patois. I'm Jamaican. Both my parents are Jamaican. My patois, whatever, is ass. Okay,
You almost couldn't even say the word just
I
now.
couldn't even barely could say it.
Patois.
Patois, whatever, you know, it's
That's
ass.
disgusting.
But when
That's
my mom would
disgusting.
get on the phone with her friends, it's like you
Shell out.
said,
She
who
just
is
shell
this?
out, right.
You feel me? That's a switch, bro. It's like,
But it's the same her, though.
no, it's no.
It's the same her. She's
no.
just speaking different.
No, because
That's
you know
what you're
your
saying.
parent. No, bro.
That's
no,
what you
because
said.
That's what you're saying, though.
No, bro, because the switch for me is not somebody.
Just a good liar.
Huh?
Or you're just a good liar.
Bro.
How? No, but that's exactly what he's
No,
saying.
that's not what I'm saying, bro.
You
Because it's
see the
like
switch.
when my mom wouldn't speak it to us for reasons, bro.
Not facts.
But she would still speak it. So it's like the reasons you don't do something or
the
you're telling
intent.
somebody exactly. It's all about the intent, bro. Like that's what I'm saying about
But
the
it-
switch. Because there's people right that you're saying you can't do this in business world. There's people making deals with people who are whatever brash, you know, they cater to those people
Yeah,
because they just reached a certain place. You know what
Word,
I'm saying?
that's what I'm saying.
You're just trying to play the game at that level. You're just playing the role till you can get to wherever that needs to be. That's what I'm saying. Like being 100% yourself, being genuine, just being Quasi, being Brandon, being Chen, being Frederick. That's different from just being like this person in this space. So like you said, your dad was
So
the
I-
family.
so-
wait, you
so
said
I
like your
got-
dad
hold
was the
on.
family life
Are we gonna
director.
ask
No, yeah,
But
we're
it
gonna-
came
We're
to
gonna ask the same question.
So,
though?
but I understand. We're kind of saying this. We're saying the same thing. So, like, basically, what I'm saying is, I feel the difference of me. Like, I'm 100%. Like, you could say, like, I'm in a room, right, and I'm 100% me.
Right.
But if I had to, I
Dim
feel like
yourself
there's
down.
times where I had to
Dim yourself down.
dimmer some things down. But
that's not a switch.
No, to me personally,
That's
that's a switch for me. You get what I'm saying? Because if I had to dim myself down, then I switched up.
So let me say
I
this.
switched up because that's not what I would have done around you. So I've switched up. You get what I'm saying?
I have one question.
That's my opinion and take on it.
I have one question because Frederick said something that I think was important, and it's about being yourself. And I think that's an easy thing to put out there, but I don't think a lot of people know how to be themselves.
So-
because we live in a society, which you mentioned earlier, where people want us to play a certain role.
So let me ask
So
you this.
they-
It's generation paths. Let
Yeah.
me just
and like, what you was saying?
I'm gonna ask you a question based off what you were saying just now. So, do you believe that people can change, or do they become a more ultimate version of themselves?
No, I believe that life's a
A
school.
box of chocolates?
No,
Okay.
life is school, and like you have the opportunity to make certain decisions that either guide you in the direction of elevating and evolving your true self or subjugating yourself to other people.
Okay.
So like you could be, if someone's constantly telling you who to be or what you need to be, and you never have the gall to like stand on your own too, like.
It's what you know, what you're
Yeah.
exposed to. So that's what you're
But
gonna
it's like
become.
you're robbed of the experience of evolution because people, they want to. People don't believe that, like you may have a vision, but people don't believe in the substance of your vision until it becomes a physical thing.
And
Yo, that's big. Nah, that's really
That
big,
is big.
because people really just be like, they
Like-
don't. That's the same thing about. That's why I said you got to be able to trust and enjoy your process.
Yo.
Because like people would look at your joint, and while you're doing whatever, they'll be like, "Oh, he's not doing nothing," but
Yeah.
they're not seeing the process of what I had to go through every
To get
day
there.
to write down, to like do all of this stuff to get to there. But it's like they just look for here. Like that's everything people look at. They just look for the end result.
So for me, that journey is like, I think identity is a spiritual thing, right? And like the concept of even faith that we grew up when people told us about is like, yo, you have to believe in, faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Yeah, like it's literally, yo, I believe this shit right here, and like there's nothing tangible to say that it's there, but like faith is literally the substance of it to say, hey, this shit could happen, and it's like the evidence of it, like, yo, reality says this isn't true, but my vision says it is. So I have to trust the vision and the process that I'm taking to go there and believe that whatever I want is gonna happen, which is also the law of attraction.
right, I'm about to say your vision creates
Which is
your
like
reality.
they just take
Bro.
out. They
I'm
take
gonna,
out.
I'm
They
gonna say
take out all
something,
of that.
and you guys might not like this, but I used to be like, yo, people is mad fake, like, like they don't like. I say I'm doing something, they don't fuck with the vision, like I do. I'm on this island by myself, like, or the people who support me. But really, what it is like, it's really just them challenging you to just prove it, like, you know what I'm saying? Like you telling somebody an idea, and you really just get in, and they really not fucking with it because it's like.
So
There's environmental factors and everything. So like
I know. I'm finished.
so like for me, right? It's like I have a lot of ideas that I try to put out, and like I'm gonna tell you this right now.
We
My
just had this conversation.
uncle
That's
told me
crazy.
2015 I decided that I wanted to start coding.
Oh, you told me this too.
I told you that, right?
tough.
My uncle, when I life happened, I ended up living with my uncle for a summer because I couldn't come home. I was trying to work on my code that summer. That was the summer I said I was gonna go plan and work on my code, but I couldn't do it. So I was there in Nashville living with him. He told me I would never make money off computers.
Jeez,
You know what I'm saying?
that's deep.
He told me,
Uncle told him the same thing though.
bro, and that's what I'm saying. It's like I used to really like real deal hate, like when we were saying before, like, yo, like you were saying, like you got to tell people the process, like it's not just all peaches and cream. Like I real deal used to like hate this nigga, bro. Like
Rightfully
like
so.
because I used to, it was deeper than that. I used to look up to this man, bro, and he's literally like
Damn.
squatted and shat on my dreams,
Not
bro.
squatted.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
that's a
It's the
different type
shat
of
for me.
Nah, it's
no,
squatted and
so
shat
but
on
now,
squat, bro.
but
That's-
now it's like I just have to prove it to him that I could do it because yo, people say things all the time.
No, facts.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like
I think-
you gotta just like you said,
gonna-
you gotta bring it into this world. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
So it's like,
facts. Brandon,
So
what you about to say?
I don't agree with that. People are challenging you. Like some people would say it's the universe
no,
challenging
I didn't
you.
say.
Oh, like
No, I didn't say they're intentionally doing it. I said
Oh,
you got to
okay.
take it
So-
as
I
a
was
gonna
challenge.
say,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
how I see
Okay,
it.
okay.
Because it's
No, no, no.
perspective.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
perspective.
You
You know.
So,
didn't say
yeah.
you gotta take that, but now I
No,
understand.
no,
Now, definitely his perspective. for
so
sure.
I was basically gonna agree with you, but I was gonna say like it's like
It's how you choose to look at it.
Yeah,
like it's like it's
because you
more
could
so
dwell
of
in
a
that
world.
all day, like I was doing. I was dwelling in that. You know.
Cause it's like I Dad just had a conversation the other day.
With me?
I told you about it, but I Dad just had this conversation the other day, which was really about kind of like just believing in me, like telling somebody like, yo, this is what I want to do. This is like 100% me. Like this is whatever. And then the person was just like, okay, yeah, you know, I do believe in you.
Oh, that voice sounds familiar.
But you gotta. But nah, it's not my part. Nah, it's an actual person. Like,
I
but
think
it was
he
like,
saying,
I do
he
believe in
knows,
you.
Like
but
that's familiar to him. Like,
he's like,
the
I
people
do
with the
believe in
fake
you,
support.
but you just gotta like.
Prove it.
You gotta show me because I don't know. You've been doing all these other stuff, right?
Oh, that's a good one. I like
Bro,
that.
I
Nah,
hate
so,
that.
so listen,
I like
and
this.
that's the biggest thing for me. The biggest thing for me is people don't realize that when you trust the process, you realize that there's more than one thing you're gonna end up doing in life.
Bro.
I think that's what people don't realize. Because along the process, if I didn't do a lot of those things, I wouldn't be where I would. What I think about now, how I think now, and I wouldn't be who I am in the future. So it's like now, like looking back at that conversation, it's like at first it was like.
Yo, fuck
Why?
you.
I realized that you realize after this conversation that you don't believe in me. Like I know now that you
That's
know
you.
that you don't believe me because I even said it. Like
Right.
so, it's like I know now that you know that you don't believe in me, and because of that alone helped me more because it was like once I realized that you know,
Right.
it's like okay, cool.
All right, cool.
So,
Yeah.
so
Well,
now,
I'm not worried about
now,
it.
now
you
it's
can't,
like
you can't lie to me no more.
now
bro.
it's and it's like
Yeah.
I don't even want to like
That's like
it's like yo, give me my flowers, but don't give me my flowers later.
It's
It's almost like that. Like
that's kind of
Like, yeah, I fuck with you. Give me my flowers
I'm
later,
not-
but don't really give me my flowers
I'm not-
because you
I'm-
couldn't give me my flowers now.
yo. I'm not even on no yo. Don't even give me my flowers later type of thing. I think it becomes motivation for me, and then
It
it
do.
turns
It does.
into
Facts.
it turns into like yo. I've been telling you this the whole time,
But
but you just didn't believe.
it's the wrong
Here,
type of
enjoy.
motivation,
Because
though.
I'm not a hater. Like I'm not on that. Like
Now I'm gonna let you enjoy
I
it.
see the big picture.
Word.
So like now, I see the big picture, and I don't really have no bad intent for anybody anymore. So like before, like I would want to be like I would want to be successful, then turn around and be like,
You want to shit on niggas, baby,
no, no,
pretty
no,
much.
no, 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 no.
Nah, you want to
I
shit on
won't-
niggas.
I listen-
thinking about
listen,
shitting on
listen.
niggas, bro. Like,
No.
That's
I
real.
used to want to do this thing
wait
because
till I
you
get
know
older, I'm gonna
I'm
get that
obsessed
shit,
with
and I'm gonna be like,
like
yeah,
I said,
nigga.
I'm obsessed with like power, right?
Right.
Or like the idea of it. I would want to get super rich, hire everybody's.
oh
like,
yeah. Like,
You know what's crazy?
the person
I
I'm
think
beefing
about that
with,
too.
like,
I used to be
say,
like-
say I had problems with a shorty tried to disrespect me, hire her husband and control their finances for the rest of
Nah,
their
you
life.
wicked, bro.
No. I used to think like that. I used to think like that too.
David did, bro.
I really used to think about that shit. Like people used to piss me off, and then like people would be like, "Oh, you're so calm." Like in my head though, I'm plotting. Nigga. My favorite book is The Count of Monte Cristo, bro. That nigga was my hero. If you don't know what that story is, it's a guy who literally his whole friend
version,
circle,
good version.
family turned on him. He went to jail, reinvented himself, came back, and literally smoked all of them niggas,
That's so
bro.
tough.
Financially,
That's like the nigga in what show was that with 50? Not Power, the other one.
Oh, the lawyer.
Yeah.
I know you're talking about. I forgot the name of it.
It's a great show.
there's a lot of shows that's based off that. It's a real old book,
Yeah.
but like
I think-
you know.
What show is that?
No, this guy's on his real life.
I think-
for life.
For life.
For like, yeah.
But yeah,
I
go
think.
ahead, my fault.
Oh, no.
Nah, like literally that was it. Like he really just came back and shat on them, bro. Like it was,
I
like,
think
I loved it.
I think the biggest thing.
Nah, yeah, we gotta get to that.
I think the
We gonna shit on niggas.
absolutely.
I'm still gonna shit on y'all. Yeah.
And be
Nah,
your own niggas.
I
I'm
no
gonna shit
longer-
on y'all positively. Nah, I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about y'all niggas.
I'm not gonna shit on people, but they're gonna take it as me shitting on them. It's like,
Nah,
but it's
oh.
all peace.
That's tough.
No, but it's gonna be all. That's why I said positive. I'm gonna shit on you
I think-
positively.
Bro, like, oh, sorry.
I think
positive
what
shit.
happens is that like is people projecting their insecurities. You feel
Yes.
me?
Not
'Cause
facts.
they know like, all right, damn, like if I were to try this, I wouldn't even know where to start, or I don't know how this nigga's doing all this shit. So like,
You know what's funny?
I can't see a way for it, so I know it's impossible for you.
It
You
was
feel
like
me?
everything that person was telling me, I watched them do, like in their life. Like
that's different.
you're not doing this,
That's
and it
the
was
worst
like
part.
it was like you're not doing this. It was like I didn't even. But I'm that type of person. Like now, that's why I said like Mr. Positive now because it's like, okay, I'm not doing this. Cool. I should. I could do more. Like just off rip, like
You
you're
gotta be-
right.
you gotta be that for
I
you.
could yeah, because you gotta realize at the same time, a lot of times when people are trying to like down you down or like say whatever, you gotta look at exactly what they're saying sometimes. 'Cause
The word
sometimes
they're
you
coming
miss.
from.
Sometimes you miss a word.
Bro,
Sometimes you miss sometimes you miss the word.
Or
Like
you miss the direction.
Yeah, exactly
Right.
of what like. Sometimes you're supposed to get something different. Like they could be arguing with you, being like, "Yo, you're
I
so
love
da
that.
da da da," you're so da da da, and then it's like, "Yo, I be thinking about it sometimes." Like, I kinda am.
Bro, facts. I'd be like, no, this.
Like you are kind of
nah.
right, and like at that time, it's like I dead be saying that to people now. Like I learned how to communicate those things. Where it's like I tell you how I feel, so it's like, damn, my nigga, you dead ass right, and niggas be caught off guard, like
right? They're not expecting that because people don't do that.
because they just want to.
But I like one thing that I realized is that like when you going back to like owning your purpose and like your path and stuff like that. I feel like for me, I never really set out to do anything specific. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this might seem kind of crazy, but like, as a photographer, I never set out to be a photographer. I knew it was something I enjoyed doing.
Yeah, me too.
And then people ended up calling me a photographer. That goes back to the imposter syndrome thing.
Yeah.
But I think for me, one thing I set up, right?
I just love taking pictures.
One thing I set out to do is to have ownership where like I can create the world that I see for myself. That's my main goal, regardless of how it comes out. And what I realized is that once you have your intent and your goal, everything that you experience
It's a lesson.
and like you take it and like everything that you go through, you're supposed to learn something from that step because it's gonna help you get to the next step. I've never left a job and then ended up getting a job where I get paid less. And I never set out for that intentionally.
Word.
It just happens that way. I don't like working for people.
That's
because
crazy
they
because
can't.
we're gonna go into some other topics, but before we do, I think like one of the things like I just watched a Busta Rhymes interview, and he was with the 85 South Show.
Oh shit!
I love those guys.
That's
Shout out DC, Carlos, and Chico. And one of the things that they were like, he was talking about, he was like, he loved music so much he didn't even realize that he would have went into like DJing, and like he started DJing, he started music, obviously. Right. He started playing instruments. He started literally doing everything. He just dove in, and he was like, he didn't realize that which one it would have been. He was just like, yo, I'm gonna be great at one of these things, bro, and then it's gonna bring in everything else. But it's like, I'm gonna be great at one of these things. It's gonna bring in everything else, and then it's like, it clicked.
Right.
And then it's like he actually did that. Like he became good at music. Everything else clicked, and it's like, you feel me? And that's one person that you could like say like he's been himself. Oh, yeah. Like if you look at his videos, especially his videos, like
him and Missy,
he's over here. He's been himself. Like that's
and Ludacris.
That's just been him. So coming off of Busta Rhymes is like, let's go into music. So like music,
Tyler the Creator too.
We were talking about music, so like let's talk about our new music. Your top 2 sleeper picks. We going to sleeper picks, and yeah, that's for music right now. And probably like one person on your current rotation that you just can't stop listening to. Like, so like new music, sleeper picks, you can't stop listening to.
Well, I wouldn't say new music because I just listen. Music is new to me. Like I don't know when it came out. I don't really listen to shit that came out like yesterday or something like that.
That's
like
the beautiful thing about music. Man.
Yeah, bro. It's like sometimes I look at this like, yo, this is heat. When did this come out? Should be like 2017, 2016. Yeah, and I'd be like, oh yeah, that's your job.
The music, I just listen on Fridays. I got you.
So people that I've been listening to, I've been working out a little bit more. So I've been listening to this kid. Well, I don't even want to call him a kid. He's probably smoked me. Max the Demon.
I heard about him, man.
Bro.
Yo, shout out to Max the Demon. First of all, he's a drill rapper, right?
Yes.
When you hear him, though, you won't know
you will never know that's what he looks like.
Yo.
He looks like he looks like Chad. He looks like a Chad. He's literally
like his name is Chad, like boat shoes and shorts with polo t-shirts.
He's dead some little white boy. But I promise you,
he's on demon time.
He's hard, bro. Like, and he has bars.
He be saying shit.
He's really nice.
He been out for a minute.
He been out for a minute too.
He been out for a minute. Yeah.
Max the Demon. I've been listening to a lot of him. You know, I've been listening to going back into like Thug, Uzi.
Oh, shout out my son Max. My fault.
Word, shout out Max the Demon. Word.
That's for Max. True. I'm gonna go listen.
Nah, he's tough, bro. He's tough. But literally out of that is either just like really hard shit or like R&B, like peace, love, and happiness shit, bro. It's like no in between. Like, you know, that's really it.
Your sleeper picks.
Sleeper picks. I guess
Max is
Max. That's my sleeper pick, bro. Because he's really from Brooklyn, and not a lot of people in the city like talk about him.
I never heard of him.
And he's out here, bro.
I don't listen to drill though. I don't listen to hood shit no more. Like you said, you listen to a lot of R&B. I listen to a lot of R&B.
Nah, I listen to a lot.
Like I'm literally like R&B and old school, like bare old school.
Not sure.
I like some neo soul and jazz. I like everything, honestly.
Everything has its season though. Like there's times where you gotta listen to like certain things.
For sure,
like you know, I was in an R&B bag for 4 years.
But I listen to like. I feel like R&B is so like R&B is so versatile because there's like R&B and then there's the like the R&B with the hip hop and then there's like the you know what I'm saying. So there's like there's the soul. So it's like there's so many. So for me, it's like I could go into like a hip hop bag with the R&B, then I could go into like a soft. I'm not in my feelings, but I'm listening to feelings music. Then it's like whatever. But anyways, your sleeper picks and new music you're listening to, Quasi.
Damn, my sleeper picks. I'd probably go with Blast. Shout out my nigga Blast.
BLXST. That man is tough, man.
BLXST. Nah, words. And I feel like, and I just found him like what, maybe like 2 weeks ago, matter of fact. And he's been putting out music for a while, but I just fuck with like his sound and like his
So you've been listening to it
his
for a long
drive.
time.
Nah, man. I mean,
That's what you texted me when you sent me his shit.
that's crazy.
Yo, 2
And
weeks
I
is
was
a long
like,
time.
yo, and I was like, yo, you late? He was like, no, I'm not late. I've been listening to this nigga for a minute.
Yo, it was a couple minutes, like an hour straight. You feel me?
No, rightfully, when I found his music, it was one song I was like,
Can't
yo,
stop
who
listening
is
to
this
it.
Which
nigga,
one?
bro?
Overrated
I
for
don't,
me.
bro. Let me tell
Be
you.
alone.
Be alone. I fuck with Be
Be Alone
Alone.
was my
Think
joint.
about the time you spend.
That's the thing about Spotify, bro. Like they'll just keep playing songs, so it's just like I'll just be like, yo, who is
Yo,
this?
like
And then your other sleeper pick? While he's
my other
looking at
sleeper
his-
pick.
Wait, I got the songs. There's only 4 songs I really fuck with this nigga by. Broke the Code, Falling, Hurt, and Time.
Hurt. I fuck
Hurt
with.
is calm.
The other 3 I have not heard. My fault, Blast. You got to send me
But you
those.
gotta listen to Be Alone. That joint
Nah,
is
Be
tough.
Alone.
That's
Be Alone is on the same project as Hurt, so definitely check that out. That whole project is.
Nah, his whole project. That project you got bumped from.
And he's a producer,
All right,
bro.
so let's go to your second your second sleeper pick.
My second sleeper pick. Damn. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I don't really be listening to music like that.
So it's just Blast. All right. Any new music you listen to? That's
New music. Actually, there's a shorty called Ray Khalil. She was on this project with shout out Ray Khalil. She's on a project with Mixwell, I think. He's a producer, and another one with Cartoons. She's a bass guitarist, but also like a dope producer.
All right, we gonna bump that.
Yeah, nah, she's dope. She actually played that in the car the other day when we pulled up to the spot for a minute.
Yeah, we was at the spot.
Yeah.
I don't be at no spots. Don't believe that.
Right. He just be in his crib the whole time. He
Yo,
transported
I'm
from his
telling
crib.
you, Mr. Inside Outside. Yo,
Whoa, that's a different.
yo, Brandon, go ahead, bro.
What am I listening to? Like I'm listening to the same shit I've been listening to for like 2 months now. That's Nas project. And then more recently,
That's fair.
Griselda's not Griselda, Benny the Butcher
Shout out
specifically.
Benny. Shout out Conway. Yo,
Nah, Conway had the craziest verse on that.
Hold
too.
on. He did.
He did. I fuck with Benny and Common, matter of fact.
But
I'm not gonna hold you.
let me tell you the real shout out is like to Hit Boy, cause that nigga
Shout out Hit Boy.
going
Facts.
off.
Shout, yeah,
everything. He's been
He
on
been in
everything.
the game for a
Shout out to
minute.
Hit Boy, yo.
He been in the game for a minute
Mr.
too.
Hit Boy.
He been in the game for a minute.
That's a fact.
He's still making hits, boy.
My
You might have to
sleeper
pay him for that
artist, I got this artist right now that I'm working with. His name is Banksy Alim.
Shout out Banksy.
So,
Shout out
yeah.
Banksy.
Oh, thanks, you guys.
Thanks.
The name dropped that.
Yeah, his project just came out not too long ago. It's
Word.
called Dirty Money and Decisions.
Yo,
Y'all go
Dirty
spin
Money,
that.
go stream that. One Life Management said it here first. You already know what time it is.
A little late on the claps, but you know, it's still
Shout
there.
outs to this other artist that we working with. His name's Cuzzo.
Ooh, shout out to yo. I don't even.
Shout out
I don't
Cuzzo.
think
The
I
claps
heard him
was
yet.
early
I
on
haven't. I don't think I
Cuzzo,
heard it yet, but we gonna drop that now because you never know.
You should drop something if you get the chance,
I
bro.
think I think he's dropping something soon. I don't know how soon. How soon?
By January.
Ooh,
By January.
Look
By
out! Look
January.
out!
New
man.
year,
Look
new
out.
music.
I'm about to put that on my calendar.
Where me too. January what?
Right.
Oh yeah. So who you got?
So my sleeper picks. I'm gonna start with these. My sleeper picks is Reason. I think a lot
Yeah, I
of
like his album.
I think he's very underrated.
Shout out
His album was
TDE
good.
too.
Shout out TDE. Shout out what's his name? Top.
Top Dog. There's another person, like, you know, there's somebody out there named Top, so I wonder if there's somebody out there named
Anyways,
Bottom?
yeah, shout out Top. And then my other sleeper pick, I actually said this earlier and I don't remember. Oh, Deontay Hitchcock. That's my other sleeper pick. A lot of people don't know who that is.
I don't.
I listened to Deontay Hitchcock. He's
yo,
valid.
I literally just like got put it on to him, and I like just haven't kind of like stopped listening. He actually had a song with Reason, which was kind of like what caught my
Got you,
eye. It was
okay.
Reason,
Oh, so that's
JID.
the new album.
Yeah.
He talks a lot about
from last-
relationships.
Huh.
Relationships.
Yeah.
He talks about his spiritual.
He talks about his.
talks about
he
it.
I
does.
love that's the
He talks
shit I love.
He's just real.
Y'all know that.
Nah,
He's
he
just
is
real.
He's
He's just real.
That's why I like
Nah,
Reason so much.
shout out
'cause
Dreamville, man.
Reason is tough, bro.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
My
I don't
other
like
one is
Reason.
Kaz.
Kaz. I fuck with Kaz.
Kaz is very
I
underrated.
fuck with
as well.
JID. I should have said
And
that, bro.
JID.
JID is
You know who's
just
another
That nigga's
sleeper?
nasty,
JID
bro.
is
This one nigga named
Smino.
Zay. Zay John.
Yo, shout out my nigga
niggas-
Zay John. Yo, that
these
nigga
niggas
got
gonna find
heat.
out.
Yo, effortlessly, bro.
I don't know who
Been
that
in the
is.
studio with this man. Like I seen him crank out music on like,
homegrown. My fault.
bro, not
But he's
like,
nice.
nah. This nigga, I'm not.
tough.
Everybody say yo, my man's is nice. This nigga is like that. He's really like that, bro.
I wish my niggas talk about me like that.
Of course, yo. Shout out Cuzzo. You feel me?
That's not me.
Mixtape.
That's not me. I don't know who you're talking about.
I didn't
Yo,
say it was
Code
you.
Switch. Code Switch.
Code Switch is crazy.
Code Switch.
I was just saying, look
Yeah,
out for
100%
Cuzzo.
you.
You know,
All right.
in January.
I switch. I didn't say I didn't switch. I told you I switched.
Yo,
You got
On some,
remember that.
on some Will Smith shit.
I'm crying.
Hilarious.
Shout out to nah, damn.
He said, well, shout out to Mr. Entanglement.
Yo, just
ain't that all of us?
moment of silence.
That's
Yo,
hilarious.
that's crazy.
Round of applause for us.
Round of applause for all the
Hey, for
entanglements
y'all,
going on right
bro.
now, you man.
Yo, honestly, I haven't been in entanglement in a
All
long
my-
time.
You
all
can't
my-
say that, bro. You don't know.
All my lines is straight, bro. I don't got
Oh.
no tangles, my nigga.
All right, that's
It's-
cool.
Oh,
So like, let's do a quick. I'll say give your flowers. So like sports, we just watched LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers win their 17th championship. So
I know how I feel about LeBron.
shout out
More
to them guys,
importantly,
man.
we saw
GOAT.
the Miami Heat beat all odds.
Thank you.
Nah,
Yeah,
that's
shout out, yo.
dope.
yo,
Too,
round of
that's
applause
dope.
to Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy
And,
Buckets,
Jimmy Butler
boy.
has been one of my
Jimmy
guys.
Buckets.
The
That's
new
a
White
fact.
Mamba.
That's a fact.
Which one?
Tyler Hero.
I know you
Oh.
bugging.
I thought you was about to say Sheen.
I know White
nigga.
Mamba.
Yo.
He's an advanced.
Okay, not a
he's
Mamba.
a junior Reggie
The-
Miller at best.
The white.
Oh, come on now.
Nah, he's gonna be something.
Yeah,
Trust me.
He's
Cobra.
gonna be something.
And
Calm
Duncan
down.
Robinson
he's
is
good.
gonna become one of the best shooters,
Shooters,
that we've seen.
Bro.
So shout out to those guys. Shout out to the Los Angeles Dodgers for winning their World Series. Shout out to and
LA is
shout
going-
out-
yo, LA is going up right now,
for getting a new coach and better player development.
Okay, so
Yo.
a lot of teams did that. So we're not gonna focus on the Knicks because they're one of the worst
yeah.
teams that like.
Shout out to the Nets though.
Shout
Steve
out,
Nash. Steve Nash and Stat on the coaching staff.
Okay, that's fair.
I just hear a lot of
Not
that sounds like a
Dwayne,
lot.
though.
Because I remember when you used to be a Knicks fan, but I'm hearing a lot of since Kevin Durant started
Wow,
coming.
first of all,
That's
nah,
crazy.
So here's the thing. I'm still a Knicks fan.
Hey,
This,
what about Kyrie though?
and this is the same.
Kyrie's my favorite. Kyrie's one of my favorite point
Killer
guards.
Kai.
And this is the same thing that happened to me.
Kyle.
In
I
like
like him spiritually, too.
09, 10, which was like I loved Kevin Garnett, and it was like weird because he went to our rival. But it was like I still had to be a Knicks fan, but I'm
Right.
still a Celtics fan now because of
At the
Kevin
end of it.
Garnett. So it was like that weird same
That
thing.
in
So it's
between,
the
yeah.
same thing with like the Nets, like the
Free
Nets and the
yourself
Knicks
from regional
is, like,
loyalty.
right here. But it's like
No, nigga, free myself from. I wanted to work for the Knicks when I was little, and
it's
they
like,
nearly
yo,
made me work for them.
Shout out, KD. Any I know my man's right here, and y'all two especially are like into fashion. So like any fashion, black fashion.
Hold up. First off,
I know Tier. I'm gonna shout out Tier.
Shout out
'cause,
Tier.
Oh,
I got like
hold up. I just want to know, Tier. I fuck with y'all. But that shipping, bro, y'all got to do something about that. Y'all got to do something about that, bro.
Hey, it's hard. It's hard, man.
I know it's hard, bro, but it's like you gotta do something about
Nah,
that, man.
facts.
And it's like the communication, it felt like wasn't there. Like some shit with other
So it's
brands,
hard?
it
That's
was.
cool.
You
So
know,
shout out to the comms team. You know, they
Anyone
working
else?
hard.
Anyone else?
there's a lot of people. Shout out to my guy Quasi, got the Pierre Moss on it. You know, got the Pierre Moss on him. If you don't know who that is, look that up.
Shout out Clue Clothing. Clue Clothing.
I don't know
Shout
who
them
that
out.
is.
That
Shout out-
sounded like it was gonna go a different direction, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Shout out Wisdom Fashion House in Atlanta.
Okay.
They have a lot of nice tees. I've been rocking for a minute. You've been making fun of me for wearing them. The end rape culture tees.
I didn't make fun of you for that.
He used to make
Wow.
fun of me for making
Not
the end
because
rape
because
culture
you had a
tees.
jacket on that covered the end.
It's just
And the culture.
So-
and the culture.
it
No,
just
wait,
literally
so it just said
But
rape?
see, the crazy thing is,
Bro,
I
come on,
never
man.
knew. I never knew.
You gotta look at yourself before you leave the crib, though, bro.
But you a
bro.
pretty boy, so of course
I
you look
was
at yourself.
just-
He
before you-
looked. He saw it with the
gotta
jacket
look,
on. He
son.
said, "All right, okay,
Nah.
I'm gonna go out there and." Anyways,
Damn.
so I kind of went a different
I think Shout out to Pierre Moss. You know, good people over there. Pierre Moss. He's now the creative director for Reebok, which is
That's
huge.
fire. The Reebok's about to go crazy.
Reebok got
The
the
Reebok's
not
about
yet.
to go
He about to
crazy,
change that.
bro.
Don't worry about that. Shout out to Ye as well. You feel me?
Word, shout out to you.
Gravely misunderstood genius.
Yes.
Facts.
Yes.
Shout out to Telfair.
Yes.
Shout out to shout out to Sector 7 Anti-Division.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
shout out to them. They need to put out some more stuff though.
They do. They work
No,
on
no,
it.
no, 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 no,
Every
no,
time I
no,
want
no,
something,
no,
they
they
don't
do not
have
need
it.
to
You
put
know
out
what's
more.
crazy?
They don't
Oh, man.
need to put out more.
They only have
just need-
one-on-ones.
please just
How
show
you
the
only
old
have
shit.
one-on-ones?
Please just show the old shit. Please just show the old shit.
Yo, listen.
Because it's gonna drive up the hype, bro.
Nah,
because
it
it's
will,
like,
it will,
yo,
it will.
where can I get this?
But-
Oh, you can't. What?
But then if I
Yeah,
like,
it's all one-on-ones. Just put them out
But
though.
I'm
Let us see
saying
that
you still got to put that on your niggas though.
Word.
well, no, absolutely, you feel me?
Nah, for sure.
Absolutely. I just, you know, it's if we gonna talk about it for a second.
No, we're not.
Oh, okay, all right, never mind. On to the next one. On to the next one.
Violated
That's
my
crazy.
boy.
That's crazy. That's not.
We can talk
That's not why I'm
after
here. We'll talk about it
can talk
after. You
about
feel me?
that after.
With
What we're
people
gonna
that-
talk about
with
is the
people
fact that we
care.
just need more. We need more clothes. That's it.
It's not
It's
that
not about
easy,
quantity,
man.
bro. It's
No,
all
no,
about
it's not about
quality,
quantity.
too.
I didn't say put out a lot. I'm saying
Yo,
I
you
need
just
a shirt.
need one pair of pants.
I just
one
need a
But,
shirt.
but you just
one
you
hoodie,
just said trust the
one
process, bro. The
sneaker.
process is different for everybody.
No,
bro.
I'm
That's
trusting the
crazy.
There's
process.
logistics.
I don't know.
There's
It's not-
distribution.
The
there's-
process doesn't
listen,
feel trusted right
that's
now,
why I
brother
said-
man.
all I said
it was
was-
that voice. It was
Right.
like, oh, I believe in you,
Right.
bro.
All I said was
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see more so I could get more. Like I just want more.
That's
so it's like
crazy.
when that happens, I'm ready for it, and I'm sure we all are ready for it, and to put our money
yo,
where our mouth is and get
when
that
it's
stuff.
when it's ready,
When it's ready,
just
it's ready.
just stay ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Just
gonna
stay
be
ready.
It's
there.
just you know, when you want something, you just want
Hey,
it.
you better make sure the pockets is ready too. boy.
You know, it's crazy. I was about to say that. Right now, the process is taking as long as it is because I'm giving people a chance to save up so that when it drop, you feel me?
All right, so we're gonna go into TV.
if you drop a one-on-one, that shit is 600. You
we're
better say
definitely
niggas pay
gonna go into
600.
TV. So
Niggas is paying
first of
for it
all,
from
I
other
want to
people.
shout out. I want to shout out Netflix. Definitely, I want to shout out Netflix only for doing something like during this this lockdown, whatever.
Mad active.
That they dropped so many black shows. And it's been like all the shows that we've been longing for. I don't know about y'all, but I'm a one-on-one fan.
Shout out to Kyla Pratt.
They just dropped my man's they just dropped my man Chappelle show yesterday. So what
Yo, y'all might hate me for this. Y'all might all hate me for this. And honestly, that's crazy. Y'all wait until after I say it. Y'all might hate me for this. I could not get down with the Chappelle show, bro. I could not.
Before I get on you for that, explain why.
All right. So I feel like
If he was conscious,
I don't know
right?
how long it's been.
No. It's good, though. It's really simple, honestly. I just feel like as black people in television at that time, we had like this trend of just overacting. Everybody's just like rowdy and raunchy, throwing themselves on the ground and shit like that. Like, and mind you, that shit is real and it happens. It's comedy. Some of it is funny, but like, it was all over the place. And just for me, it wasn't
gotta watch
funny,
it
bro.
more.
I did. I wouldn't say that if I didn't give it a chance. I purposely gave it
was
a chance because I
comedy,
knew
though.
I didn't like it.
You had comedians.
Some
have
people like
space.
South Park and some people like Family Guy. But there's people who don't like both.
All right, so I was watching Chappelle and David Letterman, right? And like,
That's a different Chappelle.
First of all, that whole
he's
show
a-
with David Letterman.
I watched the
That
whole thing.
whole
I
show.
binged
Yo,
it, bro. I
he's-
couldn't
he's-
stop.
He's amazing.
Not every episode.
Chappelle
Skipped a
knows.
lot of people.
Yeah, me too. Chappelle
Lizzo was tough, surprisingly. Sorry.
Chappelle knows,
Right.
and he knows what's wrong, and he knows exactly what we need to do to fix it, and realize that we're not going to do it.
Oh, of course.
So what he does is try to put it in a comedic way, so that people can understand.
You're talking about Chappelle now, though, bro.
Well, no,
Yo.
even back then.
Hold
It
on.
was like to
I
show
was
you. It was like
rewatching
to
it, bro.
show you.
It still
like,
was, but
he
it
said
wasn't as
too.
Bro,
No,
for
he said
example,
it. He said it
episode
after.
that I'm not even gonna lie, I never grew up on Chappelle's show. I never really watched Comedy Central back then. But like I'm watching it now because I always, I
Trying to
love Chappelle.
re-up, right.
So like I'm watching it and I'm like, yo, this guy is like, for example, there's an episode when they gave everybody reparations.
Oh yeah.
And like
I saw that.
he said, yo, he was basically saying, yo, reparations would fix a lot of the issues that we really do have in terms of like the poverty rate. I mean, not poverty rate, but like the violence in our community and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But he put it in a comedic way.
We could talk about that later. But
Like
okay,
another episode.
here's the thing with
We're about to be.
Chappelle and comedians in general. A lot of the good comedians aren't really like. There's comedians that are trying to be funny niggas like Kevin Hart and like
uh-oh.
other guys, and there's comedians that are telling you a message in a way that you
Trying
can
to
understand.
be intentional,
Like
right.
Chappelle, Chris Rock, what's his name? Richard Pryor,
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy. Like they had messages that they knew. It goes back.
Damn.
It's like it goes back to that
Putting
communication
bops.
thing. Like my remember when I was younger, my teacher told us like, yo, you gotta know how to speak to your audience. Like you just can't get up there and just be
Just
doing
say
whatever.
anything,
Like gotta know how to reach them. So that's what I'm saying. Like you might be saying what's your problem with the Chappelle show is the whole reason it is as big as it is. Because like for you realize a lot of shit because you're living it.
Right.
But how do you tell white boy in Wichita you know, how do you explain to him your, you know, situation?
Right. And
You know,
I think it's also the same way you tell him to tone down is the same way you tell what he's portraying to tone down. Like that's kind of what he was like. He kind of like went back and like talked about. It was like when he tried to put certain stuff out, they like was like, nah. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you can't say that. And he's like, bro, do you know what I say on this show?
Right.
And then it was also like that realization where it was like, oh shoot, there's a lot of shit that like is
Like
not
it's-
portrayed, like because the regular black and how we act like is usually not portrayed.
No,
Chris Rock
absolutely
just said
not.
that today.
Like
Yeah. Oh shit.
that's crazy. It was like that's usually not portrayed. So like he showed like, yo, this can be the extreme.
Right.
And it's like for us, it's also like I could understand for somebody actually not to like it. Because it's like it could be extreme, but it's also to realize like, yo, there's an extreme to it, and it's also like for those people that are
There's a reality
at
of it.
extreme, it's like the reality where it's like, okay, this is what I look like.
Yeah, because to you, he's probably making fun of like your everyday life, and I can feel that. But it's like you got to take yourself out of that and know that this is what, as bad as it might be to you, you got to realize that it could have been watered down way more because it had to get through
has to
this
go
white
through
man,
filters.
this white man.
I think for me, like it comes from the blaxploitation era where like
Yeah.
in the 70s, like where black people were seen on TV, it was specific. So it's like, all right, you're either a crackhead or
Yeah.
you a pimp or you a hoe or you
Yeah.
whatever it is, and like you eat chicken and watermelon and grapefruit and grape juice and all that other shit. Cool. We got past that, right? And it's like now you have the platform, and I'm not saying that he didn't use it rightfully or whatever it is. Like I would never say that. It's just for me, like the taste for it wasn't there. Like it wasn't as tasteful for me as it was for
You
other
know what's
people.
crazy? It's weird because for me, I don't know. I could kind of like watch that more than I could watch like Tyler Perry shit.
Oh no, yo, I don't like Tyler Perry movies, bro. It's the same sad
plays,
stories.
though.
The plays are funny. It's entertaining, but it's the same sob story
Madea is
every
hilarious.
time.
But it's also the same
it's the
thing,
same
though.
sob
I
story.
hate
I'm
Tyler
tired
Perry
of
That's
how
what I'm
he
trying to say.
portrays-
It's the
It's
same
the same thing
though.
as Chappelle. They
No.
put
Because
when you
mad
watch Madea-
stereotypical stuff.
Well,
Madea's
exactly, but I don't
literally
like both
like-
of them. That's what I'm saying.
Medea,
The plays,
you don't like
though.
Medea?
The
Bro,
plays?
no. I don't
Oh,
like
okay.
the, I don't like
If
the
you don't
fact
like
that
Madea, I was about to be like,
No,
he
I'm,
gotta go.
it's not that I don't like it. I'm tired of it. It's the same
Yeah.
shit. It's always
no, yeah.
an ancient black nigga. It's always a crazy black
And
woman.
the
It's
ancient
always-
black nigga is dark skin,
oh damn, that's true. And the light skinned niggas just be non-existent.
and he loved Jesus.
Ain't bro. You
No, the
see?
light skinned niggas be the ain't shit niggas too.
In
All
one
the
movie,
ancient
in
niggas,
one
bro.
movie, bro, in one movie, the light skinned nigga was not shit, bro. He cast Idris Elba as the character of the movie, bro, and made him like an accused rapist. For what? It had no value to
Like
the story,
no. The
bro.
thing is, like I
Not
understand.
at all.
I
He could have
understand the
had any
premise.
crime, bro.
I understand the premise of that because like we still gotta talk about it and address it because those are real things that happen even in our communities. It's just that after like we know that, right? After a while, you have the platform to really change how black people see themselves, but you keep
Exactly.
perpetuating the same shit that we know.
And you know what's
And
crazy?
on top of that, how
We
other
know it,
people
bro.
view black
Hold on,
people.
hold on.
Right,
You know what's crazy?
How white people be black people. We
Exactly.
know that shit
You know
already,
what's
bro. We
crazy?
live it.
You know what's crazy?
What?
That's what we're here for.
That, you know, you absolutely right. You absolutely right. We gotta be the change. But it's just like, bro,
Honestly,
you got
that's
that.
what we're here for. Put You On Game podcast is really just here to be able to put you on game, like allowing you to be able to understand yourself, understand what's going on, and truly get to it. So you know what time it is. Put You On Game time is all the time. I'm gonna let y'all say our goodbyes. Brandon.
Yo, thank y'all for tuning in today. Thank y'all, and hope to see y'all next week.
Fred.
Yo, appreciate you if you made it this far. If you made it this far in the podcast, I appreciate you. And shout out Quasi for coming through.
Yo, look, man. I appreciate y'all for having me. I appreciate y'all. Y'all, you know, I think there's power in unity, especially with Black Kings.
Big
You know
guest
what I'm
vibes. We gonna have to have you back for sure.
I mean, I'm ready for it. Just love is life, and life is love.
Where one of my co-hosts is dipping on me, so you know we might have to have you step in for a little bit.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in to Put You On Game podcast. It's always gonna be a special time with you guys. My Instagram, you can follow me on Instagram at Mr. Ricketts. That is Mr. Mr.M.R.R.I.C.K.E.T.T.S. Mr. Ricketts. You can follow my co-host Brandon at
Brandon Wintz, that's BRANDON WINT _ that's Twitter and Instagram.
You can follow my other co-host at
JVST_Fred. But I don't post, so, you know, that might be a waste of your time.
Follow him. Get his followers up, please. And you can follow our guest at
ITSJUSTKWESR. I also don't post, but I'm here to support, so I'll like your pictures and comment for the algorithms.
Since my co-host won't do it, also follow One Life Management on Instagram.
It's a fact. Follow
And also follow Eats with Your Mom.
Eats with Your Mom.
Eats with Your Mom's one.
Yo, they got some. They've been putting me
Yo,
on.
the engineer too.
I was about to say, shout out to
that was-
engineer.
shout out to our engineer, man.
Yo, big time, man.
I don't know his Instagram.
It's
New V City.
That's
Right,
new. That's
I'm
new.
crazy.
_V. That's NEW_V City.
And that's the Twitter too.
CITY.
That's the Twitter handle
that's
too.
His Twitter
Instagram and
handle
Twitter.
too. You know what the time it is.
You know the vibes.
Thank you again for tuning in. Put you on game. Glad we got the chance to put you on game.
I'm rapping my intro. The nigga wanna come with the Insta no flow. Yo,